Hey everybody, it's Nate with Sauce Ain't the Boss here again, and today is day number 355 of quitting alcohol. Today I was thinking a lot about how our culture has normalized certain things and how it seems like as the years have gone on from since when I was a kid, more and more things that weren't accepted are now accepted as okay. Just an example of that would be, plus size people, heavy people. Now, I spent most of my life heavy, overweight. I never felt good about it. It wasn't something that should be celebrated or proud of. I got health problems because of it. I had high blood pressure and gout and other things that, being obese creates. And so, is that something that we should celebrate and, be proud of? Should people have accepted me as just some wonderful fat person? I mean, I don't know. It just seems to me like we've gotten ourselves into a situation where, as a culture and society, we're starting to say things are okay that aren't. And drinking alcohol is one of those things. I mean, we're basically using it to celebrate and for having a good time and relaxing, and the media tells us this stuff, and the commercials, Hollywood, it's glamorized, and long story short, just because everybody else says something's okay doesn't mean that it is. You have to use common sense and just go, that's not cool. That's not okay. And that's not something that I'm going to embrace and that I'm going to do. And I'm going to stand rooted in my beliefs and firm in the fact that, being fat isn't something to be celebrated. It is something that people should take a look at and fix and remedy. And everybody has the power to do that. And if we sit there and say to people that are fat and obese that, oh, it's okay, you just, you like to eat food, and you're beautiful the way that you are, and let's put you in a commercial, and let's start putting plus size people all over TV as people that should be celebrated and be proud of your body. I have a problem with that. I think that that's something that you're not helping those people, right? You're not helping them from avoiding diabetes or dying young of heart disease by telling them that they're fine just the way that they are. Now, I'm not saying we should go around, up to fat people calling them fat sons of bitches and all this stuff. Absolutely not. We're not trying to, put people down, or the goal is, to help people here, not to, you know, make them feel shame. But on the same side, you do need to feel a little bit of shame with some of this stuff. I felt shame when I was drinking the way I was. I felt shame when I was obese, and that's a good thing. That shame that you feel is there for a reason. If you feel shame about something, maybe it's because you ain't supposed to be doing it. You ever think of that? And you got just so much craziness going on in the world now. You've got men competing in women's sports, and I was just reading the other day online that pedophiles basically want to be part of the LGBTQ movement as people that are attracted to minors. They want to be accepted. Basically, you got a bunch of people going around with mental health issues that want to be said what you're doing and how you're behaving is okay. It is absolutely crazy. It's asinine, and I'm not okay with it, and I just think that we need to take a look at, this goes along with drinking too, just because society says it's okay, and that maybe our peers are telling us it's okay. You build up this support system of drinkers when you're a drinker, right? You go out drinking with your buddies, you go out drinking with people that are doing the exact same thing, and then you start to more and more feel okay about it. I remember the first few times I was drinking, I didn't feel okay about it. I remember back going, this feeling I'm feeling isn't good. I woke up hungover the next day, and I knew there was something wrong with it. Your initial reaction to drinking alcohol is it's poison. Your body's trying to get rid of it. Your body doesn't like it. Everything about you is telling you to stop putting this shit in your body, but yet your buddies are telling you to pound another one, right? And so you do, and then the next day you feel the consequences of it. You're hungover, and you end up going out again and doing it again and again until finally you've basically gone against every fiber that you knew about alcohol in the first place, and you've started to accept it just like everybody else has, and so just something to think about, and I saw somebody left a really good comment on my page just about kind of this very thing of how people are celebrated for and accepted and that kind of thing for just being the way that they are. Are we supposed to just accept a bunch of a-holes nowadays? Are we supposed to embrace people that are acting like fools and have mental health issues? Now, I'm not knocking people with mental health issues whatsoever. I think those people need some help. But if it's a mental health problem, it's a mental health problem. Let's not call it something that it's not. Let's not celebrate something that is not okay, right? And it's just like these pedophiles wanting to be part of the LGBTQ community. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Like, when does it end? Like, what's going on? And so something to think about. A lot of us have that support system to keep on drinking, and maybe you've thought about quitting alcohol, but everybody around you drinks. All your drinking buddies, all your friends, maybe your family, whatever. And if the whole world is going one way and it's wrong, I'm not okay with that. A bunch of lemmings dropping off the end of the cliff. Do you want to fall too? I mean, just because the herd mentality says that something's okay all of a sudden, or Hollywood embraces it, or the commercials on TV embrace it, or whatever, doesn't mean that it's something you should be doing, and anyway, and I get why people drink alcohol. It's a drug. I get why people use heroin. I get why people use and do a lot of the things that they do. They're looking for some kind of escape, some kind of relief from life. Life is tough, right? Life is hard. They're looking for some kind of pleasure that they can't seem to get out of life. But the pleasure in life that comes organically, that's good for you, comes through, like I said, suffering and discomfort, and getting on the other side of that. And then all of a sudden, I wake up every day now after going through all this crap over the last year, just super happy, man. I don't even have words to describe how I feel waking up ready to go, and I look forward to what's new, what awaits me. I look forward to the next several years of my life, and all the adventures that await, and how I feel now. And I can do so much more today than I could do a year ago. I feel honestly like I could do anything I want to do. I didn't feel that way a year ago. A year ago, I felt like I was at death's door and that I could die at any time. I didn't see myself having a bright future. And when you're on like borrowed time, so to speak, because of what you're doing to yourself, you start to be miserable. You start to be depressed. You start to feel like, this is it. This is my life. I'm going to drink alcohol until I'm dead. And then that's going to be the way I go out. And is this all there is, And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be all there is. There's something else out there that's better. You just haven't experienced it yet. Maybe you're given your time away from alcohol long enough to experience life after alcohol and life without alcohol. And, so hopefully these videos have shown some of you guys that, one person, me, right, where I was a year ago, I was in a bad way, bad place. I was depressed. I was unhealthy. I was insecure. I was so many things, spending my money on alcohol that large quantities, just blowing money. I was a worse father. I was a worse husband, worse friend, worse business owner. I mean, everything in my life was worse. And so, use me as an example of maybe what can happen if you put down the alcohol in 1 year's time. And it's really pretty incredible, and I didn't think, like I've said so many times, and I'll keep beating it in, that this was possible to do in a year. What's going to be, my life in 2 years? I'm going to keep moving forward and, just getting after it. And now, so it's almost like my first year of quitting alcohol was the suffering, was the transformation, was the learning how to do it, was all the hiccups along the way and the hard parts, and but I've arrived. And that's not to say I'm always. That's not to say I'm free from the clutches of alcohol, possibly coming back and biting me in the ass if I put my guard down. That's not what I'm trying to say here. What I'm trying to say is that I've gone through and distanced myself long enough from alcohol now to where I've built a foundation, right? And this foundation I've built now, I can start moving forward with the rest of the building. And that's the fun part. Once you've got that foundation, that takes forever. That's the hardest part of the build, right? That takes the most planning, the most, making sure you get it right. And then the rest of the building, once that's solid, just starts to go up and turn into this beautiful building, right? And so that's year 2 that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to being able to, keep moving forward and build on this foundation now. And because, the worst part, if you want to call it the worst part, it's over. But looking back, it wasn't really the worst part. This last year, if I had to reflect on it, has really been nothing. If I had to describe it in one word, it'd just be growth. Growing in character, growing in so many different ways that I didn't know I needed to grow, that I didn't know I could grow in, things about myself that I didn't even see because I was dousing myself in alcohol every single day, And so, like I said so many times, and I'll say it again, you've got to give yourself enough time, give yourself that year, and, don't be tempted to go back and fall to temptation within the first few days, first few weeks, first few months, like we do so many times, right? I mean, that's the thing, the setbacks. But then again, that I had plenty of setbacks. So don't feel like if you've had a setback that you'll never get there either, because it does start to feel like, well, what the hell, man? I keep having setbacks. I keep failing. And that's why I keep saying, though, never try to quit. Figure it out. Figure out what piece of the puzzle you're missing. For me, it was accountability on this journey. What are you missing? Maybe learn from those setbacks and don't beat yourself up to the point of oblivion. Own it. Say I screwed up, And that's what, I think we need to, as a society and culture, and that was kind of the point of today's video, and talking about, how we're basically creating a bunch of snowflakes and creating a bunch of weak-minded people by telling everyone that they're okay the way that they are, and embrace this and embrace that and celebrate this and celebrate that, and everybody's fine just being mediocre or being an a-hole, and let's create a society where it's we're all on the same playing field. You're gonna have winners, you're gonna have losers. These people that put in the effort are gonna be better than the people that don't. That's just life, right? And you're never gonna change that. You can try, and they are trying, but the fact of the matter is that the buck's always gonna stop with you, and don't let other people derail your journey by telling you that it is okay to drink alcohol, and that and if you've got people that are really dragging you down, cut those ties, man. And I hate to say it, if they're just a drinking buddy and they want to keep dragging you back into that alcohol trap, and they're no good for you on this journey, let it go. Let them go, because it's not it's not worth maintaining that relationship. I wouldn't even call that a friendship, right? Because they're not a friend. Somebody that wants to derail you moving in a positive direction that is good for you and the rest of your life. Do they really have your best interest at heart? No, they just want to have somebody to drink with. And when people start excelling in life, it does shine a light on those that aren't. It shines a light on the people that are mediocre, the ones that aren't putting in the effort, the ones that are not getting on in life the way that they should. And I remember seeing people doing better than I was going, rather than being jealous though, I want some of that. I want to be that, how can I get there, So, but if you've got somebody that's not that way and they're just trying to drag you back into the pit so they feel comfortable in their ways, then screw that, right? So that's it for today, guys. Just wanted to talk a little bit about, stand firm on your decision to not drink. Don't be swayed by what the advertisements tell you on TV, what Hollywood tells you, what your friends are telling you, or your drinking buddies. It happens. It's part of it, and you just have to see it for what it is and not be brainwashed. And I look at people a lot of the times that are buying into all this crap and all this stuff that's coming down the pipe, that we're supposed to accept all this garbage going on around us as it's brainwashing. And they start little by little, and then they try to expand on it, and now what we're supposed to accept pedophiles. I mean, we're supposed to accept grown men competing against women in sports. When does it end, right? Like, enough's enough. And so that's it for today. If you guys are enjoying these videos, please give them a like, subscribe to the channel if you can, and most importantly, remember, sauce ain't the boss, you are. You guys have a great day.